This is a linkage that's been removed from a Toyota Land Cruiser. It's the 2000 4.7 petrol to the Land Cruiser Amazon. The same system is on the Corolla, and this is the left hand wiper, and the mechanism has totally collapsed and it's eaten its way through the casing. So this bit is fixed, but you can see that would be reflected in the amount of play in the wiper arm when it's in situ. This side, not as bad, still worn, still trying to eat its way through the bottom. Really poor, crappy design, and it's not changed. I've got a replacement for this. 108 of your finest English, and you get a replacement mechanism. However, a bit of a boo-boo on my part, because I found on this end, focus please, that the linkage to the motor, probably wise not to remove this, because now you lose the indent location, if you like, for the position of the start-stop. Looking at the mechanism in situ, it looks as though this little hook clips onto the bodywork to locate the mechanism, so that this can be pushed through. It's a push-on ball joint. In order to remove it, I did find that one of these can I do this one-handed? I'm not sure. Slide that on. I don't know what the camera's trying to focus on, but it's not focusing on what it should be. So if I can, and there she goes. So that ball joint pushes through. I'll get this off and then we'll come back. So we've now got this removed, and although the wipers go back and forth, it's down to the mechanical setup of this linkage, because at the motor end, this piece on the motor shaft just goes round and round and round. So the motor itself doesn't actually go back and forth. So when this is in position, it's set up something akin to that on both these sides, for both wipers. And then what we need to identify now is at what point of rotation on the motor this locates. It could be that it doesn't matter. Okay, we can see the new linkage is in place. Two new wiper heads sticking through the bulkhead, and down here we've got a metal tag hooked onto the bodywork, and the well greased, looks like silicone grease that's been put in it by the manufacturer, point here, and we have the pushing ball joint ready to go. Now my thought process is that is there to allow you to push the bearing into place with the mechanism in situ. Maybe it could have been done, because the thought is that this shouldn't be removed from here, because then it maintains its location on the motor in the park position. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, so I'm going to have a go and see if I can get that to push and click into place. yes, nicely. So that does appear that that's what that hook is there for, to allow you to push the ball joint back into place. So now what I need to do is to relocate this onto the spline of the motor and get the thing back through the hole. Do a test run without the wiper blades on, and then see where we go with the wiper blades in situ. See you soon. Okay, we've got the electrics disconnected and the 4 securing bolts for the wiper motor undone. So you can see just inside there the mechanism. So if we rotate the wiper blades, up in that direction, that's pushing the linkage towards us. So keep moving them up a little bit, and then hopefully we can see that metal tang, which we need to hook it onto the body, onto the edge of the cutout, just there. So we'll pull the wiper back and try and get that just to latch gently. So pulling the wiper blade back towards me, and we've got that engaged. So now I can place a piece of timber in there, thin piece of ply. I can lever against the ball joint with a big screwdriver and pop that off. Unfortunately I can't do that one-handed, also on the camera, so I'll get that done now. Right, so we can see the action. This is on the timed sweep, if you like, intermittent wipe, if you want to call it that. So we're slightly off kilter because when the unit's in situ, that is the horizontal plane through the centre there, through the tail end of the motor. So we need to just slightly realign that a little bit more clockwise, so when it's in the park position there, it's directly in line, centre line from the shaft through to there. So we'll get that adjusted, and then we should be good. So looking at it now, we've got a centre line from the rotating shaft of the motor through the ball joint in line with the back end of the motor. So that should park the system at the correct point. So I'll get the spring washer, a little bit of Loctite on there, and nip that up, and we'll get it put back and see. Okay, so that's nicely realigned. So we've got the ball joint there waiting, locked in position against the cutout. So I'll try this one-handed to see if we can re-engage it. So we get it simply in place, and then a nice firm push, and that's engaged nicely. So then we need to just pull the whole thing to move the tab. You can hear the wipers move a little bit on the screen, easily without the wipers in, obviously. So then once that's down there, we get 2 of these bolts secured, opposite diagonal. Just put 2 in for now, just to check and make sure we're right, and then we'll give it a test run. So that's the result. Everything working as it should, parking nicely. You can actually see, if you look closely, from the old mechanism where the play caused has allowed the wiper to bind and cause some damage. Also, when you lift the bonnet, it were to catch on there as well. And that's what new mechanism is all sorted out. So just to recap, we've got the rotating shaft centre of the motor or gearbox. Okay, the alignment that we took through the centre, the horizontal alignment, as the unit is slightly offset. So we put the bar, the pivot bar, in that plane, horizontal plane. That allows the park position to be as far to the left as possible, bringing the wipers down to their correct park location. So there we go, all back up and running. Just need to get the rubber seal back in situ, and happy days. Moral of the story is, don't remove that linkage in the first place. Use the ball joint, the pop out ball joint, and a bit of silicone grease to remove the motor from the linkage. Anyway, there we go. Enjoy.